What's going on, guys? Steve Pulaski coming back with another review. This time, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's brand new comedy, This Is the End. What's going on, everybody? I want to say a few quick things before we get into anything movie or this is the end related. So, what I've been doing this past week, though, I've been trying to get accustomed to my new gig, actually. I didn't make a video on it. I didn't think it was wholly noteworthy as Influx Magazine was, but I still am nonetheless very honored to have this new gig. I'm a community editor at Mubi.com, MUBI.com. I'll put the link below. Check out my profile. I'm a new, like I say, as of June 10th, I'm a community editor. And basically what I do is I go around making pages for the site. I go around, editing content, making sure everything's exceptional, making sure everything's just, situated and everything. And I'm very honored to have this privilege. And like I said, that's about to the extent of it, okay? I don't get paid. It's a volunteer thing, but I love doing it, okay? It's a very cool thing to put on, like, a resume or something, if if I'm applying for a job. So I'm very honored to have that. Thank you to everybody at the Mubi team for supporting me and being very gracious and giving me this opportunity. I'm forever grateful for it. Thank you so much. And also, you can check out my reviews at influxmagazine.com. Tomorrow I'll be reviewing Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. So my review of Man of Steel will be on the site as well on Influx Magazine. But This Is the End will be just on my regular site, stevethemovieman.proboards.com. And yeah, this summer, man, first off, it's going faster than I thought it would, which is bad. But it's keeping me busy, okay? As far as movies go, I've already watched like 24, 25 movies this summer. It's nuts, okay? And, I'm very happy with how things are going right now. They're going at a very good pace, Fast can be fun, but sometimes you need slow. But so far, it's all fast right now, okay? And I'm very grateful to have, what I have and be at the height I am now, being only 16 years old. You can also find my reviews of new movies under the external reviews, critic reviews section of IMDb.com. So you can see the YouTube reviews, the Influx reviews, and the Pro Boards reviews and everything. So, like I said, very happy though that I'm in this direction now. So This Is the End. What is This Is the End about? Basically, what it goes into is it's Seth Rogen, Jay Baruchel, Jonah Hill, James Franco, Craig Robinson, and Danny McBride, pretty much the big comedy actors of this generation, of the new, I guess you could say, I think one person pointed out that it's Brat Pack 2.0. And in a way it is, okay? I mean, except for they're older, the movies are raunchier, but I think they're the Brat Pack grown up in a way, okay? Because they're about the same age as the Brat Pack is now, you know what I mean? So I think they're like I almost kind of think of it as like the Brat Pack that's grown up, okay? And they're just focusing on more adult things rather than teenage things and like adolescence. I really like the way this is going though. So what the movie features is all these actors, they're playing themselves, okay? And the apocalypse happens when they're in the middle of a house party, James Franco's house party. So then, basically, all hell breaks loose, okay? And it's chaos, and the aforementioned actors are stuck in their James Franco's lavish, beautiful, beautiful home. And that's pretty much where it goes, though. That's pretty much the plot of it. There's not a whole ton of plot to it, but it really moves along, okay? It's 2 hours long, probably the quickest comedy of the year, I'll tell you right now. It gets a little flabby in parts, especially when there's, like, when they start putting more action themes on it. It does get a little flabby, but aside from that very, very tiny complaint, I like this movie a lot. This, in a year of bad, okay, I'm going to say it right now, bad comedies, okay? We have had one bomb after another between Hangover Part 3 and Identity Thief. It's been a very ludicrous year for movie 43, especially movie 43. It has been a ludicrous year for comedy, okay? But this one gives me hope, though, because I really love this movie. The one thing they didn't market in the trailer, and I mentioned this in my review, which is already up right now, link below. The one thing about this movie that they didn't market, this is really a film lover's film, okay? If you have followed comedies from the last maybe 7-8 years, it's hard to believe Superbad's already, 6 years old? That's crazy to think. Just think about that for a minute. And same with Knocked Up. Knocked Up, I just watched that Monday, okay, for the first time, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies of the summer so far. That movie is like 6 years old, too, which is crazy to think where time's going. Anyway, So what I was saying though was with if you have followed comedies throughout the last few years, you will definitely like this movie. There's almost no excuse why you wouldn't, because it's very self-referential. Okay, it's a little bit similar in the vein of Seven Psychopaths, but a bit more mainstream. Okay, in the way they reference things. I'm not a huge fan of self-referential humor. I do think it kind of gets a little condescending and it kind of gets a little full of itself, but it really works though in this movie, because it's just what you're watching though. You're not watching, hopefully you're not watching the real actors. Okay, you're watching like narcissistic, kind of like toned down, not even toned down, but I mean just like neutered, diluted versions of themselves. Okay, you're not really watching the authentic character, and that's funny though, because it really is nice, because I can compare it to the Avengers. Yes, the Avengers, because these actors are all so egotistical and so, pretentious in that regard, that they're all hanging around each other and they all trying to one-up each other, be better than everybody else. I like that. I like that kind of style. And it doesn't become alienating at all. But I like this movie a lot, though, because it is a film lover's film. I mean, if you like film and you really have followed comedies throughout the last few years, you will definitely like this movie, because it makes a lot of jokes about Superbad. It makes a lot of jokes about actor personalities like Rihanna, Jonah Hill, Jay Baruchel, who is sickeningly underrated. He was in She's Out of My League. He did the voice of the lead character in How to Train Your Dragon. And he was in Goon. He was not really that great in Goon, but I loved him in both of the two movies that I just mentioned. And he really is good in this movie, okay? But he doesn't get half the credit he deserves for being funny and for being realistic and being relatable. But also, though, too, it makes gags at like Michael Cera and everything, and Aziz Ansari and Kevin Hart. It really features a lot of actors. The only thing, though, and Emma Watson is in it too. The only thing that I think they could have done too is they could have added more actors in here, like other actors. I think like with movie 43, going back to that, I hate talking about that movie. The movie makes me sick to my stomach. Okay, and that movie had so many great actors too. I wish the actors that wasted their time for that crap could have signed on to this movie and made something funny and original and just very uproarious and had good writing and good casting and everything. If they could have done that movie, it would have been way better. Okay, if they could have done this movie, but instead they wasted their time with that garbage. But this movie is funny. Okay, it is probably the funniest comedy of the year. All right, just a very well done piece entirely. And also, it does get, I noted this on Twitter too, This Is the End is a groundbreaker in my book, because it is the first and only time in movie history that I have laughed at a semen joke, okay? It's a very good, I'm not going to ruin anything about it, it's a good 1.5, 2 minute like scene about semen and masturbation, okay? I don't really find those topics funny. Like last year we saw the movie The Baby Makers, the Broken Lizard movie, terrible movie. Semen is not a funny thing, okay? But in this movie, they make it funny, and I love it, okay? Totally unexpected laugh, probably the funniest scene in the movie. But I like this movie a lot. 3.5 stars. Also, the ending, too. The end song, just going to say right now, going to be stuck in my head for a long time. Anyway, so 3.5 out of 4 stars, okay? Tomorrow I will be reviewing Man of Steel. Now, next week's going to be a little tricky. I know for a fact that I'm going to see World War Z. I'm also hopefully going to go see Monsters University, but I'm seeing Monsters University the day I'm going on a college visit, okay? I'm not going to say where, but I'm going on a college visit. So it's going to be a little bit tricky to get those two things in that day, but I'm going to try my best. And then I also hopefully want to catch either the Bling Ring or the Kings of Summer, because the Kings of Summer came out this week, but I mean, I got 2 of these other movies I really am dying to watch, and Man of Steel. Man of Steel, not so much. It's more of an